Hello, my Libras, my librarians. Let's go with that. I'm Joni Vovo, a drag performer based in Sydney's Inner West in Sydney, Australia, and this is Vovo Drag Tarot. Woo! So this is a general reading for the Libra collective. So if your sun, moon, or rising is Libra, this reading is for you. So it is a general reading, so just take what messages resonate. And if it doesn't quite fit, that's okay. It just means for some, it's it just means it's for another Libra watching on to this video. Today I'll be using a Rider-Waite deck and doing a Celtic Cross to look at your current energy, a challenge you might be facing. We'll also look at some general advice and also what a possible outcome might be. And while I do look at what might be coming up in the future, just know that you're a sovereign divine being and you make your own goddamn choices about your own life. So just use this as a chance for you to have a little bit more clarity and insight about your own situation. Then do whatever the fuck you want with it. It's your life. Make your own choices, okay? If you would like to support me, please hit like and subscribe below or leave a comment. I would love to hear where you're dialing in from, where are you viewing this video from. I think most of the viewers are in the States, but every now and then I get people from here in Australia. I had someone from Scotland recently, which is awesome. So let me know, where in the world are you? I also do personal readings, so if you would like a personal reading, which I'll send to you by video, have a look in the description box below and you can find the details there. Otherwise, shall we get started? I might just give the cards one last shuffle. Okay. All right, my Libras, my librarians, are you ready to go? Okay. Oh, all right. So you are very much in a decisive mode, aren't you? You are navigating situations, just being like, yes, no, this direction, no, not that direction. You are very clear-headed and decisive. That's a great position if you're in a place where you need to be a leader, where people are asking and expecting you to make decisions about whatever that situation is. So I do general readings. I don't look particularly at career or finance or love or whatever. So apply this where it resonates for you. But at the moment, you're very much like, people are coming to you and you're like, yes, no, that direction, not that direction. This is what we'll do. This is important. No, not that. Great. Wonderful energy to start with. You're very you're very centered. You know what your values are. You know how you want to navigate a situation, and you're very clear-headedly and calmly communicating that and telling the people around you what's important to you and how you think things should play out. Great, wonderful, beautiful starting position. Let's keep going. Okay, all right. So before now, you were in a position where you may have felt a bit overwhelmed by your emotional space. You felt that it seems like you've made a decision that you were too emotionally invested, that you were being swayed by your emotions and things were too overwhelming. You're like, this is too stressful, this is too depressing, this is causing me too much anxiety, this is too sad, whatever it might have been. You were very much lost in an emotion of your feelings. And then your way to navigate that was like, okay, right, I need to be very rational. I need to make a clear-headed, logical choice of how to navigate this situation. Okay, this is neither good nor bad. Tarot cards are neither good nor bad. But it just seems you've moved from that space. You were originally like deep in your feelings, but it was too overwhelming and it was too much. And you tapped out of it. You're like, no, I'm going to put that aside and just be rational. Again, I don't know your situation. Again, it's neither good nor bad. It just is, right? And so this is just the current energy of where you're at the moment. So we'll keep going and have a look at how things are going to play out. Okay? Well, that's why. Oh, okay. So you're in a situation where you've invested deeply. You were very open and gave a lot of yourself. And it was a situation where you thought that you could put all of your energy into it and you thought it was going to go somewhere. You had expectations, right? I'm not going to narrow this down to say it's a love reading. You could apply it where it applies in your life. There was some situation where you were so invested. You had so many hopes and dreams about how things were going to play out. And you were ready. You were in it for the long haul, right? You could see the future. You could see where it was going. And you were fully committed, fully on board. And then something changed. And you realized that all your hopes and expectations were not going to be fulfilled. And it left you feeling very heartbroken. Again, it could be romantic, could be work, could be family, could be any area of your life. Apply it where it applies. So once you got to that point where you realized, oh no, once you got to that point of being heartbroken, you switched. And you switched to I'm deciding, okay, I need to navigate this now from a very rational and logical space. Because otherwise, I'm not going to come out the other side of it. If I get swept away by my emotions, I'm not going to be able to navigate it. I'm not going to be able to deal with it. So I'm going to switch. Okay, and now it's all about rationality. Again, not good or bad. Things happen. We choose ways to navigate and process. And this is just the current energy and currently where you're at. It's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. It's okay. Okay. So, all right. So for you to find your way out of this, to get to the other side, it's going to take a lot of hard work. And you're probably aware of this. When you invest in something, when you put all of your energy into it, when you get on board with something, it, like you've probably gotten in pretty deep, right? Whatever it is, relationship, career, family, you're so invested, you're in very, very deep. And to get out of it and to get to the other side of it, it's not something you can just cut off and walk away from and be like, oh, I'm done, I'm fine, I'm moving on, next thing. You're like, oh shoot, all right, I've committed to this, I've put this money into it, I've put this time into it, and now for me to like withdraw and get out of it, it's going to take work because I committed and I invested. Now I have to get out, and now it's going to take work. Which makes perfect sense why you're looking at it from a rational perspective, right? So it looks like there's still a few hard yards ahead of you to get to the other side of it. All right, my Libras, how are you doing? Sorry. Sometimes the readings get heavy very quickly, and I feel really bad for taking people to these places. So just a general check-in. Tap on to the next video if this is too much. Pause it, take a moment to breathe. If you're okay, let's continue. Yeah, okay. So you need some time out to take stock of this situation. And again, like I said, you've invested a lot. And I guess in a lot of ways, once you're in that deep, it sort of muddies and murkies your perspective on the situation, right? I guess let's just use the analogy of a marriage. Let's just say you got married, you've been together 10 years, and then it gets to a point where you're like, oh, this isn't working anymore. It's time to move on and time for it to end. Leaving might not be that simple. There might be kids, there might be property, there might be joint finances. It's not easy, it's difficult. And in navigating out of it, it's like you kind of get blinkered, and all you can see is that situation. You can't see beyond it. And you're aware that you need to take some time out to realign with yourself and say, okay, what's important with me? What's important to me? On the other side of this, what do I want my life to look like? Okay, if that's what I want on the other side of this, how do I get there? Like, if I just keep my blinkers on, then sure, I'll get to the other side of it, but then I might get there and be like, all right, this isn't where I wanted to end up. I don't have what I need. I don't have what I want. I can't go into the next chapter because I didn't leave this situation well. So have a think. What's important to you now? And as you continue to work hard and exit this situation, what do you want to take with you? What's important to you on the other side so that you can set yourself up well for when you get there? All right, Libras. Again, this reading got really heavy. I hope you're okay. We'll keep going. Of course, what you want on the other side is the Ten of Pentacles. So something might be coming to an end. You don't want to get to the other side of it and be destitute starting from ground zero, right? You invested so much time and energy into this, and to wrap it up and then have nothing and be at ground zero, where you're like, oh, I have to start over from scratch. No. You know, it's like, okay, I gave a lot of time and energy, and when I get to the other side of this, I still want to have the value and worth that I created here. Again, I don't know your situation. If it's a relationship, a job, like whatever situation, you don't want to lose what you invested. Like there's some value there. And if you leave or exit, you don't want to like just leave everything behind and have nothing. You want to ensure that there's some value and worth. Like you worked hard, you invested. You shouldn't leave this situation empty-handed, right? It should set you up for the next career, the next job, the next relationship, the next house or living situation. Like, you worked hard. Don't lose everything. Don't leave everything behind. Just make sure you can set yourself up for the next chapter, that you're not going backwards, but can like springboard forward to the next thing, right? Okay. So, your advice, like I said, you're going to have to work hard. I'm not sensing here that you're exhausted. I'm not sensing here that you're giving up. But I am sensing here you're just going to have to don't lose momentum. Keep at it. Keep going. Like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Keep going. And it is going to take a bit of fight. It is going to take a bit of kuspa to get through it. And you've got it in you. And you're probably already doing it. So don't give up. Don't give up the good fight. Keep going. Keep battling. Keep pushing. Advocate. And in fighting, it's not about being destructive. It's not about causing conflict. It's not about causing pain. It's about advocating for yourself. It's about knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing what's important to you, and defending that. You know what I mean? So it's not about having to tear anyone else down. It's not about having to create drama. It's just about knowing what you want, what your worth is, and advocating for it and protecting it. Doing it in a healthy way, okay? Libra, sorry, out of all the readings I've done tonight, this is probably the heaviest one. I hope you're okay. Okay, so yeah, you're going to really have to have your wits about you. You're going to have to face some people that are not going to have your best intention, your best, what's the word? They're not going to have the best intentions for you, unfortunately. And you're going to have to face them and navigate it well. And again, going back to this position, know what's important to you, know your values, know your worth, protect it, and navigate people that might be being a bit sneaky or deceptive or backhanded. And you've got it. You're aware of it. It's going to be difficult, but you've got it. You've gone back to self-alignment, so you know why you are protecting your own value and worth, because you want to come out the other side of this not at ground zero, not at loss. And even if people are trying to take from you or prevent you from moving on in an abundant way, you've got the capacity to protect and defend yourself. Sorry, Libra, this got very heavy, very heavy. Okay. All right. So you very much want everything to come back into balance. And of course, like if you're leaving a situation and you're having to protect yourself and advocate for yourself, and everything's up for negotiation, and if people are there trying to take and grab and everyone's just trying to get what they want and need out of the situation, you're like, no, let's just dial it down a notch. Let's just negotiate. Let's bring everything back into balance. And you have the capacity to do this. If you do it from this collected space of knowing your sense and worth and what's important to you, you can bring everything back into balance. So, final outcome, potential outcome, make your own choices. You might be inclined to overextend, in these negotiations, you may feel obliged to be compassionate, to give. Someone else might plead their case and be like, oh, but I deserve this, but I need this, but I'm so put out and this is what I need. And you being you, Libra, because you're about fairness, because you're about balance, you want everyone to win. You want everyone to come out the other side in a positive sense, because you're the equalizer. You're about balance, right? You may have to put that aside for a time and go back to this position of protecting and advocating for yourself. You definitely may be inclined to overextend or to, what's the word? Make accommodations for other people, to accommodate other people. And the thing is, that's a very beautiful and wonderful energy to have. But in this situation, if people are being sneaky and deceptive and just trying to take and grab whatever they can, if you're trying to be in the middle and do things fairly, just know if other people aren't meeting you in that capacity, then it's going to be to your detriment. And it's not going to align with what's important to you, and it's not going to lead you to a place where you come out of it with the value and worth that you deserve, if that makes sense. So don't overextend yourself. I know you want to be generous. Just see things for what they are. Give the concessions that are fair, but don't overgive or overextend, knowing that other people aren't operating from the same space. Okay? Libra, what are you in? What's going on? If you care to share, please leave a comment below. Again, I don't know where this applies in your life. If it's romantic, if it's a career, if it's family, Oh, Libra, what's going on? Does this resonate? I would love to hear how this resonated. Please let me know below. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, coming out of a period of stagnation, deeply considering where you invest and is it worth it. Moving on from a place of loss, really contemplating the future, really looking at what's going on behind the scenes and seeing things for what they are, seeing through deception, seeing through falsities. Okay. And this card is often about feeling lack and out in the cold. But the other reading of it that I think is very relevant to you now is looking at, sure, there's lack, but what are my strengths? What are the things that I have within me that are valuable and wonderful, even if other people don't see it, even if I'm left out in the cold? Know yourself, know your worth, know your value, know your strength. All right, Libra. Sorry, heavy reading. I hope it was helpful. Please leave some comments below. I would love to hear your feedback. Otherwise, I'll see you next time, my loves. Bye for now.